The very notion of the series name standalone complex poses the idea of copies without original origin, which is starkly similar to Baudrillard's concept of the simulacrum, where everything becomes a copy of a copy, reducing the original or real version to waste from disuse, referred to as a desert of the real. In the series, this is noted with the Laughing Man incidents, and how the initial incident spurred a slew of copycat criminals, to the point where no one could tell who the real Laughing Man actually was, seen as a copy with no real origin. The quote from psychoanalyst Wilhelm Steckel is read to Holden by Mr. Antolini in chapter 24 of The Catcher in the Rye, stating the mark of an immature man is that he wants to die nobly for a cause, while the mark of a mature man is that he wants to live humbly for one. First commented on by the Major to Aoi after stating how he was willing to die for his ideals, noting an immature adolescence about his character, similar to that of Holden, who speaks of everything as being false or fake or phony. Aoi borrows a quote from Salinger, which is Holden's response to living in a world of phonies and fakes, secluding himself off from society, and that is, I thought what I'd do was, I'd pretend I was one of those deaf mutes. The novel's title, taken from a Robert Burns poem, also fulfills Holden's ambitions of keeping children from falling off the metaphorical cliff of adulthood through a field of rye.
Okay, persona or wearing a mask. What this mean in Arcane? Everyone wear a persona in Arcane. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Before I answer that question, can you please go on my Patreon and, give me a donation if you really enjoy the content. Anyway, back to the question. A persona, what that means in Arcane? Well, let me just say this, everyone is lying to themselves. Everyone is lying their purpose. Everyone is lying to themselves or what, or don't know who they're becoming in this persona. Like, let's talk about Jinx, the most easiest one of her persona. After Jinx, it was Powder. Powder was just an innocent girl, but because of her trauma getting hit by Vi, she turned into like this Jinx. She got this persona of being Jinx, but when did she actually become Jinx? As well as at the end of Arcane, of course. Jinx realizing that, it's okay to, be yourself, or as her father put it.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I never would have given you to them. Not for anything. Don't cry. You're perfect.
Even the past trauma that she done, even that she killed her own family by accident, she still have to accept who she is, and being Jinx, being that chaotic for Zion to rise up and take down the people that treat them badly, or give that chaos to the people that deserve that chaos, that evil chaos. Anyway, Marcus. Marcus is one of the soldiers, from Piltover, but he get very desperate and work one of the people that is destroying Piltover to make peace with Piltover. The marks that he's wearing is that the accomplishments that he have done, but they're not really good accomplishments. He lied by cheating and working for the Undercity. And this don't make Marcus really proud of himself. The marks or the persona that he's having don't make him proud of himself. And that's why he couldn't shoot Caitlyn. That's why Caitlyn is the much better version than her. Caitlyn is the one that actually wants to stop the Undercity and not working against, the higher up. And that's why I think that Marcus couldn't shoot Caitlyn. That's the marks that he hide away, and that's the persona that was, make him die. And also Mel, like literally Mel have the most biggest mask persona ever. She's always suspicious, always scheming. Maybe she was doing right at the end. We don't know. Let's wait for season 2 Arcane. She's always secretive. She's always wearing a mask. Mel is like the biggest person that's wearing a mask. Just like JINX, but JINX is more literally confused if she want to be Power or JINX. And she choose JINX, and then after that, Mel stopped manipulating and actually be herself at the end. So it's kind of clever how Arcane show characters in the anti-way. Like anti-JINX personality is Mel, and anti-Mel is JINX. Pretty cool stuff that Arcane does. And then Mel kind of realized that she can turn into a really evil person that she hates with her mother. Her mother's literally the same, just like Mel. Her mother like really young boys and manipulates people very goodly, just like her, and doesn't care about anyone else except for her own people or the strongest. But we find out that Mel's mother was keeping a secret from her on why she disowned her for the reason. Here's that scene.
Why? Why did you do it?
Because you weakened me. I couldn't endure the look in your eyes whenever I made the decisions, the necessary decisions to keep us safe.
I don't think she's lying in this scene, but I guess we'll have to wait for Arcane season 2 to see what I'm talking about. People wear persona or wear masks to hide something, or something to themselves, or something that they cannot get away from. Now let's talk about Jace. But what marks he has? Well, it's very simple. Science Jace and politics Jace. Let's talk about Science Jace. Science Jace, Science Jace wants the environment, the world, and want Piltover to be the best that it can, and just want to help people. So he wants to change people's lives with the technology that he is. That's what Science Jace is. Not really taking big responsibility and not understanding the responsibility that he has. Now, politics Jace is much different, and Science Jace, as you can see, politics Jace is more determined of looking good with the public and looking good in the council, or responsibility. Like, look at this scene right here. If this was Science, he will be happy to show it off to the public, but politic Jace take responsibility more. Science Jace and actually think it through. And also Science Jace will probably never kicked out Heimerdinger. That was 100% politic Jace telling Heimerdinger how terrible you are as a council, and how many people's lives that you ruined because you was in the lead. He did deserve to get kicked out. I mean, look at Zon. That's definitely politic Jace kicking in. Leadership and taking responsibility, that is politics James. But when Jace take his own hands, his own arms with his own hands because of the underground city, he accidentally killed a kid, and have a little bit of think about it, and what war will lead to Peltman and the undercity ground, and take the responsible thing of trying to make a peace. That is normal Jace, that believes in hope and peace, and what science can do with peace, and that's politic James trying to be serious with about JINX. And then he know how to handle these two masks on what happened to the kid that he killed. He can see what war can lead to, and taking the mask of Science Jace and politic Jace coming together to make peace, but I guess it was too late. Again, Arcane season 2, anyone? Anyway. what this all mean? Why am I talking about masks and stuff like that? Well, in Arcane, we all have a shadow, and that what shows in Arcane. Jinx, Vi, Vinda, and what Salco
It's time to let the monster out.
said. We all have a demon inside of us, or a monster, as you know, Psycho put it. But it's how we can control it and how can we impress it in a good way of improving our lives or saving others. Like Heimendigger, let's just talk about him a minute. Everything about him is a complete lie. If you want more content, watch this video. It's a really good video about Heimendigger. Anyway, everything about him that we should know is kind of a lie, and is kind of pretty kind of obvious. And what I mean about a lie, I mean about story. Show, don't tell. Again, watch this video, it explains it more better. But what Heimendigger, what we supposed to know about him is being the wise old man. You remember the cliche, the wise old man, like some movies like Karate Kid or Star Wars or Dragon Ball, or any shonen jump battle anime that you ever seen. Like the wise old man is supposed to lead the characters and supposed to take advice from the wise old man to improve themselves and to defeat the villain or anything that is standing in their way. But Arcane twists this cliche of the wise old man and turn it on his head. Number one, Jace didn't take his full advice. I mean, he only did once, but he kind of turned his back, and he did feel bad, but he didn't go back to him. He did his own thing. Jace did his own thing without going advice for the old man or for telling himself that he was wrong and he can forgive him. No, that didn't really happen. And we always heard that Heimendigger was a really good scientist, but we never see him doing science, only just watching Jace and Victor on their own science, and that's pretty much it. We never see him doing any science. So I like it how Arcane, you know, show don't tell. Please watch this video, explain much better. But anyway, it's our shadow, our own feelings, our own secret that we're trying to hide with our mask is. A mask that is someone that is greater, that is someone that is perfect, that's someone that can't make no mistakes. But when we break down those masks, they are liar, thief, killers, and corrupted in the way of Arcane. Oh, you think that was the end of the video? No, let's talk about Vanna. When Vanna and Vine have this conversation and Vanna actually tell Vi that he don't know what to do, it's a really good old way of breaking down your masks and actually sharing your feeling, letting it out. I know this have to be an important scene for Vanna. That's why a leader like him supposed to know what to do and what he's planned, but he doesn't know what to do. He don't know what he's. And that true honesty that Vi can understand, and that honesty, that truth to himself, say Vi when she's about to die. Not letting the mask take over your value or who you truly are. Handling the mask or handling the monster that is inside of you. Anyway, that's all it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I upload every 2 weeks, trying to arcade videos are coming out, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, adios.
Everyone wears a mask. I just chose to create my own. And behind every mask is another mask.